Hello, folks. Welcome to today's football predictions on BetCraps. Another very beautiful Wednesday morning. Once again, we are back with our predictions. Always what we do, looking at football matches that is going on across the globe, and also getting stats from the history of each of these teams. Using those stats, we always come up with the predictions and verdicts for each of these very teams. Before bringing it forward for you, that's what we do on a daily basis. And yesterday we had a very fantastic outing. Seeing that all the games that we predicted yesterday came out just the way we said it. It was the 100% accurate predictions yesterday, and today we are hoping to do that once again, and hopefully we are going to get another streak of successful 100% predictions. All right, we have today's games already lined up, and want to take this opportunity to ask you folks who are coming across our video for the first time. If you're yet to subscribe, take out time to hit the subscription button right now so that you won't be missing out on our wonderful football predictions that will always come up on this very channel on a daily basis. All right, that being said, without further ado, let's get to the business of today. And today we start with the first match. It is a match in La Liga. We'll have Getafe who will be facing Real Madrid. Okay, when we look at the stats for each of these two teams, you can see for Getafe, it is 3 victories and 3 losses in the last 6 games. And for Real Madrid, the away side have won 2 matches and a draw, losing 3 games in the last 6 matches that they have so far. When you take a look at how these two teams performed from home and away perspective, you can see from home and away perspective for Getafe, the home side, they've had 3 victories and 2 draws in the last 10 home matches, but they've also lost 5 matches out of those recent 10 home games that they had. The last 2 home matches that they had, so they're losing out to Werder and Las Palmas on that occasion. And Real Madrid, on the other hand, playing from away, have been able to achieve 5 victories in the last 10 away games and 1 draw, losing 4 matches in the last 10 away games that they had so far for Real Madrid. And the last away game they had, sort of beating Deportivo Alaves from away by 1-0. And we all know that Real Madrid actually need this very encounter. But when you look at head-to-head performances between these two sides, how they fared the last time they met, it was Real Madrid who won by 2-0, and Madrid have actually dominated their meetings 9 times out of 10. Madrid have actually won in the last 10 head-to-head meetings between Getafe and Madrid. Getafe, only achieving just 1 draw, against Madrid. So in this very one, also noting the fact that Madrid will be needing this very match to, keep adding the pressure on Barcelona. So we saw Barcelona winning yesterday. So we still expect Madrid, to rise to the occasion once again and win our trophy in this very one. So away win, that's what we expect for that very game. And the next that we have for you is in the Italian Serie A, where we have Parma will be facing Juventus. Okay, for Parma, in the last 6, I've seen them achieve 5 draws and 1 loss in the last 6 games. They've not won a single match out of those 6 center encounters. And for away side Juventus, it is 3 victories and a draw, as well as 2 losses in the last 6 games that they have so far. All right, when you take a look at their performances from home and away basis, you can see from home, Parma, in the last 10 home matches, I've seen them winning 3 games and 3 draws, but they've also lost 4 matches out of the last 10 home games that they have so far. And away side, Juventus playing from away have won 3 games as well as 4 draws and 3 losses in the last 10 away matches that they had so far. The last away game they had was against Roma, and it was a 1-1 draw on that occasion. And on head-to-head basis, the last time these two teams met was actually in October of last year. We saw Juventus played from home, and it was a 2-2 score line on that occasion. And prior to that, we saw Juventus beating this side by 3-1. But in this very one, we are going for a minimum of 2 goals in this very encounter, seeing that Parma have been scoring in the last 3 home matches. They've been scoring an average 2 goals in each of these last 3 home games that they had. And we expect to see a minimum of 2 goals in this very encounter. It is an over 1.5. That's what we expect for this very one, okay? And the next is also in the Italian Serie A, where we have Genoa who will be facing Lazio. Okay, and for Genoa, they've won 2 games and 3 draws, losing 1 in the last 6 games that they have so far. And the away side, Lazio won 2 games, 2 draws, and also 2 losses out of the last 6 matches. All right, when you look at how they fared on home and away basis, you can see that Genoa have done very well in recent times, winning 5 home games and also having 4 draws, losing just 1 to Napoli on that occasion. And the last 5 home games that they had so far have seen them winning 4 games out of those last 5 matches, drawing 1. All right, for the away side, Lazio in the last 10 away games have been able to achieve 5 victories and 1 draw in the last 10 away games. They've also lost you know 4 matches out of those last 10 away games that they had so far. The last away game they had was against Bodo Glimt, and they saw them losing out against Bodo Glimt on that very occasion by 2-0. But in this very one, all right, and when we look at how these two teams are fared on head-to-head performance, you will see that the last time both teams met, it was Lazio who actually won on that occasion by 3-0 against Genoa. And Lazio have actually been quite dominant of this tie, winning 4 times out of the last 5 times both teams met, be it home or away. But in this very one, we are going for the away side, Lazio, to not lose entirely in this one. So we expect to see the away side either winning or draw and under 4.5. We're not going to see a lot of goals, but we will not also see Lazio losing. So it is a away side to win and under 4.5. That's ready for that very game. And the next takes us to Croatia, where we have Rijeka, who will be facing Osijek. Okay, this is Croatia first division, and we have Rijeka winning 4 games and losing 2 in the last 6 matches. And away side Osijek have had just 2 draws, losing 4 matches in the last 6 games that they have so far. When you take a look at their performances from home and away basis, we see for the home side Rijeka, it is 7 victories and 2 draws in the last 10 home matches. They've also had 1 loss. And away side Osijek have managed just 1 win and 2 draws, losing 7 games out of the last 10 away attempts. Okay, and when you put all that together, noting the fact that also the last meeting between these 2 sides saw Rijeka beating this very side from away by 2-0. That was in February of this very year, and we will definitely expect the home side Rijeka to actually take the die in this one. So it is the home side to win out shortly. That's what we expect for that very encounter. Okay, and that takes us to the next game, which will be the last for the day. It is in Belgium Pro League, where we'll have Royal Antwerp will be facing Genk. Okay, when you look at for Antwerp, the home side, it is 2 draws and 4 losses out of the last 6 games that they had. And the away side, Genk, on the other hand, have won 4 matches and 2 losses out of the last recent 6 games. Okay, when you take a look at how these 2 teams fared on home and away basis, you can see that playing from home, Antwerp have actually been able to achieve 4 victories and 3 draws, losing 3 matches. As a matter of fact, the last 3 home games that they have sort of losing all 3. And the away side, Genk, on the other hand, have had pretty decent away record, winning 6 games in the last 10 away games that they've had. So far, they've also had 2 draws as well as 2 losses. All right, and the last 5 away games that they had, sort of winning 3 and drawing 1 and also losing 1. But on head-to-head basis, the last time both teams met was in December. It was Antwerp who played from home, and it ended up being a 2-2 draw on that very occasion. But in this very one, we're going for the away side to take the day, seeing their form, seeing that they've been able to win 4 matches out of the last 6 recent matches. And the home side have not been able to win any single match in the last 6 games. The best they could offer is 2 draws. But we expect to see away side taking the day here. Away Genk, the away side to win out shortly. Away win, that's what we're proud of for the game. And that brings our predictions for you today on BetCraft to conclusion. We wish you the very best of luck and hope your ticket goes green. Also remember to play responsibly, as these are football games. Sometimes it may carry some level of surprises. That being said, tomorrow is another day. We'll be back with our predictions. Do not miss out. For until that time, keep winning.